So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Legal Innovation Zone at Ryerson University. My name is Chris Bentley. I'm the managing director of this, and together with Hirsch Perlis, our director, we're delighted to welcome you here. Last night was a wild time here. We not only had our holiday party, to which I'm sure you were all invited, we also had the announcement of 6 finalists for the Artificial Intelligence Challenge. And more about that in a few moments. But it does show that things are happening quickly in justice, and this is a place where a lot of it happens, which we're absolutely delighted about. And one of the ways things happen at Ryerson University is that we have an administration that supports change, supports looking at new, supports looking at the future, and encourages those who are part of the community to be part of that future, to lead the future. We have a new provost. As of July 1st, Michael Benarak was appointed the provost at Ryerson University. He came from University of Manitoba, before that Winnipeg, University of Winnipeg, and he is an economist. He has established a faculty which has crossover disciplines, economics and business, and those who are aware of tradition knows how challenging it could be to change tradition. So he's aware of the challenges of change. We're delighted he's here to officially welcome all of you on behalf of Ryerson University. A big round of applause, please, for Michael Benarak.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Legal Innovation Zone at Ryerson University. One of the things we do at Ryerson is we acknowledge the land we're on, and so I'd like to read the land acknowledgement. Today, Toronto is in the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. A special welcome to Attorney General Yasir Naqvi today. It is a pleasure to have you on campus, as it always is. And we're pleased to be hosting you at today's announcement at Ryerson University in the Legal Innovation Zone. And over the past 2 years, the province of Ontario has partnered with the Legal Innovation Zone to encourage startups to find innovative and smart solutions to increase access to justice. And I'd like to commend the Attorney General and the Ministry for the great work that they're doing in challenging the status quo and in finding new solutions that respond to the complex and rapidly evolving needs of society. Initiatives like these directly support Ryerson's own values of innovation, access, and inclusion. Just look around you today. Does this look like a university? Does this look like the university any of you went to when you went, right? This is not your typical university space. It's one of the things that attracted me to Ryerson was its innovative nature. You know, as an economist, when I had an issue, I just assumed it away. But here, we actually are trying to solve the problems of the world. And so I want to thank you today, Attorney General, for choosing to make this important announcement on our campus. And now it's my pleasure to bring back Chris, Managing Director of the Legal Innovation Zone.
Thanks very much. So to all of you, most of whom work in justice, I want to say a big thank you. I want to thank you for the work that you do. I want to thank you for creating a justice system that is in many ways the envy of the world. And I want to thank you for the willingness to look forward. And it is in that spirit that I am delighted Attorney General Naqvi, my friend Yasir, is here today. Not simply because it's an announcement, but because he has demonstrated in the time that he has held this position a willingness to congratulate, to celebrate what we have constructed in justice, and a desire to make it even better, to make sure all those who need to be served can be served, to make sure that those who are being served will be served in the most effective way, to challenge traditional assumptions, maintaining the principles that are at the core of what we have always looked to in justice, and asking how we do it better and setting in motion the train to achieve the goal. That's what we all aspire to. Minister Yaqvi has done this in a number of different ways, and today's announcement is a culmination, but also a beginning. I'm really looking forward to where he, the ministry, the government, and all of us can help him get. Because I know that we all aspire to ensure that Ontarians, Canadians beyond, are served with our justice system in the way they need to be served best. That is our ultimate goal. I'm so delighted you're here. Please join me in welcoming Minister Naqvi.
Thank you very much, Chris, for that very kind introduction. I want to thank Michael for being here as well and for acknowledging that we are meeting on the traditional land of our Indigenous people. I think the acknowledgement in words is very important, but it's also a reminder of the action that we have to take on and on every single day in the journey of reconciliation. So thank you very much for starting us off. And I really want to welcome so many friends from our legal community that are here today at the Legal Innovation Zone. This is my 7th, 8th time that I've been at this place. That's why I decided to do my Elon Musk routine for you and not use the podium. So I'm going to speak to you a little bit about the need to modernize our justice system. Exactly, sort of setting up a little bit more what Chris was saying in his introduction of mine. We spend a lot of time as the justice community talking about access to justice and how important it is and the kind of work that we need to do to make sure that our justice institutions, that our justice system is available to everyone. I'm of the belief that technology has a very important role to play. Technology, if done right, can afford us the opportunity, the people of this province, to be able to access legal services the manner in which they need it. It allows us to be more effective and more efficient in the way we provide legal services. Now, I think it's important to be a bit honest, which is that we in our profession, in the law, we're a bit of traditionalist. We like our traditions, we like our precedent. That's how our system is designed. But that doesn't mean that we can keep those important traditions, but take them to a different channel. Last big innovation we have had so far in our justice system is that we moved from typewriters to desktops, paper filings to faxes. We just cannot stop there. That's old news. I think a lot of you will recognize that. And that's why we at the Ministry of the Attorney General are so committed to making sure that we do modernize and we take those practical, foundational steps necessary to make the system more user-friendly, to really think like consumers, Ontarians, people that you and I are sworn to serve, and to make sure that they have all the services that are important available to them. So today we are launching our Digital Justice Action Plan. The plan serves two purposes. One, it provides a roadmap. In clear terms, we are highlighting to you the steps that needs to be taken in our criminal, in our civil, in our family law system to provide services online. Number two, which I think is really important for those of us who are elected, is that it creates accountability. We have outlined in this Digital Justice Action Plan timelines associated with actions so that Ontarians can hold us accountable. You can follow and trace our success all the milestones that are outlined in this action plan. And we felt very strongly, in order to demonstrate our commitment to Ontarians that we are serious about modernizing a justice system, that we do put all this in writing. We're not making physical copies available to you, because that will be just ironic that we did that. The website is behind me, and you can go online and you can get the document and you can read it. Don't print it out. Just read it. It's mobile enabled, and you can do that. But in a time and a space that we're living where Ontarians are using services online, where this is the device that we use to do so many of our daily lives, those chores, it is important that we start thinking about what those changes are. Now, I said that our work is foundational, and I'm being honest about that. Because a starting point that we talk about in our Digital Justice Action Plan is making sure that all our base codes have Wi-Fi access. Now, I know everybody gets excited about Wi-Fi, but it is 2017, and that's the bare minimum that we have to do in order to build our system. But we've also been very honest about that, and we're putting that in our plan to just let everybody know how much work is ahead of us and the things that we need to do to make the system more accessible for all Ontarians. So on civil law side of things, as you know, we started with a very practical step of making e-filing, for example, available for small claims court, something that we started about over a year ago, and it has been of tremendous success. Over 50% of claims now filed in small claims in Ontario are filed online. Here's an interesting number that I thought was a good one to note, that 15% of those claims that are filed online are filed outside office hours, outside 9 to 5. It tells you something, that people are starting to access justice services when it's convenient for them. And that's the opportunity that is available to us. So building on that success, as you know, a few months ago, we piloted e-filing for statement of claims and all other civil matters in 6 sites, 6 cities across the province. It has been of tremendous success as well. And I'm happy to note that starting past Monday, this week earlier, that service is now available province-wide across our great province. So anybody in Ontario, lawyers or individual, can now file a statement of claims in civil courts online. And that is a very important step. So we're taking these very practical and prudent steps to make sure that we're building the right infrastructure. You will see in our plan the next step, which is to allow for statement of defense and other documents to be filed online and their timelines associated with it. Let me talk a little bit about family law, another very important area where access to justice actually is a very important issue. Over 50% of people in our family law system are unrepresented or self-represented. We know that that's a challenge. We know that it creates hardships for those people because the system is complex. We know that it slows down the system as well because they may not have all the right information available to them to navigate through the system. Technology, again, gives us that opportunity, keeping the user, the consumer in mind, and provide for better services. That is why a year or so ago, as many of you may know, we provided child support payments online where families can apply for child supports online and be able to get that money. That is why, through this action plan, we are also committing to provide by spring of next year all simple divorces to be able to be done online as well. A big step forward in making sure that those divorces where parties consent, they don't have to go to the courthouse, the brick and mortar place and navigate through all those forms and stuff. But they can do so online because it's that much more simple. And there are more other important pieces as well to make it easy for people to navigate through the system that is part of this digital justice action plan. But as I said, this is foundational stuff, but it's the stuff that we have to get it right to build the rest of the infrastructure. Now, what am I excited about besides doing this very important work is what is the future? What is the opportunity exists for us once we get this important work done? So I think of what do people really use in a day-to-day lives? The people's codes, landlord and tenant board, provincial offenses when you've got a parking ticket. Did you know that last year in our provincial courts, offenses courts, there were 450,000 trips that were made by Ontarians to pay parking tickets and all those kind of things that you and I hate dealing with? Imagine if we can get to a place that all that dispute resolution could be done online. And that's the opportunity that we speak of in this digital action plan. That's the pathway, that's the roadmap you will see with accountability that we have developed in this action plan that allows us to get to a place where a lot of this routine stuff, things that you and I would hate to do, things that comes into in between our lives because we gotta drop our kids in the morning, get to work, and then pick them right end of the day, and we don't have the time to get to a courthouse between 9 to 5 to pay a ticket or to fight a ticket for that matter. Imagine if you can do that online after hours. And that's the opportunity. That's where we want to go. And I'm really, really excited that we've got a plan in place. Our ministry officials are working very hard in making sure that we meet all these milestones and all these timelines to deliver these important services. What's more exciting, I think, is the future beyond that, is when we start talking about artificial intelligence. And that's why I love coming to Legal Innovation Zone and the partnership that the ministry has with the zone in exploring those opportunities. Those are little risks we're taking, but I think I really feel strongly, and I'm taking Chris Bentley's words, they're risks worth taking. We'll succeed, we may fail a little bit, but I don't think we should be shy in asking the questions and letting our entrepreneurs out there, mostly very young people, to bringing their creativity to the process and say, tell us how we can make the system from a consumer perspective better. That's exactly what disruptive technology is that takes the side of the consumer. And I think this is our chance, this is our opportunity, and I really believe this is our time to do that. So I really hope that you'll see us being at least bold in our aspirations, but putting practical landmarks in place through this digital justice action plan and getting all the right work done to make sure that we make the justice system more accessible, more user-friendly for Ontarians. Thank you very much all for being here. Thank you for your cooperation and partnership in this work, and I very much look forward to continue working in collaboration so that we can get this work done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Attorney. I know he'll take questions one-on-one with the media afterwards, and we'll have some few minutes to speak with all of you. Thank you very much for coming, and welcome back next time.